Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and we have the Panthers hosting the Saints, and the Panthers are 5.5-point home favorites. The over-under is at 38.5 points. The Saints are plus 200 on the money line, and the Panthers are minus 245. Now, these are the pre-kickoff lines. They're going to change the closer we get to kickoff on Sunday. Head-to-head, the Saints are 6-4 against the Panthers in their last 10 meetings. The home team's on a 3-game winning streak. The home team is 7-3. The underdog is 5-4-1 against the spread, while the favorite is 5-5 on the money line. The over's hit in their last 2 meetings, but the under is 7-3 in their last 10, and at 38.5 points, the under is 6-4. They played each other obviously as division rivals do. Twice last year, the home team won both games. The Saints 47-10 in New Orleans, and the Panthers 23-22 in Carolina. Weather for this game is supposed to be 74 degrees with 14-mile-an-hour winds from the west and a 19% chance of rain. Kamara is listed as questionable. McMillan is listed as questionable. This is kind of, in my opinion, bad versus worse, but at least the Panthers have shown some signs of improvement if you're looking at their record. 1 game above 500, where the Saints are just awful. The Saints are 1-8. They're 2-7 against the spread. The under is 5-3-1, and they're 0-4 on the road. The Panthers are 5-4 overall. They're 6-3 against the spread. The over is 5-4, and at home, they're 3-1. The Saints have not won a game in their last 4. They have not covered in their last 4 games. There was a total of 44 points, 40 points, 26 points, and then 44 points again. 6-point loss to the Patriots, 12-point loss to the Bears in Chicago, 20-point loss to the Buccaneers, and then a 24-point loss to the Rams in LA. And I was eyeballing that game a lot. And in the beginning of the game, I kept hitting with the Saints punting, and then all of a sudden they started scoring and changing up their offense a little bit. They still ended up getting blown out, but it probably should have been worse. For the Panthers, they're 4-1 in their last 5. The games they won, they covered. There was a total of 57 points, 19 points, 49 points, and then 29 points. 3-point win over the Cowboys, covered. 7-point win over the Jets, they covered. That was in New York. Then they got destroyed by the Bills by 31 points. And then they go and beat the Packers in a game in which I said that was one of those games that everyone probably penciled them in for a loss, and that was going to happen. I wasn't bold enough to take them on the money line, but on the spread, The Saints averaged 212.1 yards passing per game, which is 23rd. 89.6 yards on the ground, which is 27th, and 15.3 points per game, which is 31st. The Panthers are terrible passing, 187 per game, which is 31st. They are 5th in the league in rushing at 139.8 and 27th in the league in points per game at 18.9. Defensively, both of these teams are kind of middle of the pack. Well, the Panthers are more middle of the pack than the Saints are. The Saints passing are 216.9 passing yards allowed, which is 13th, 129.4 rushing yards per game, which is 24th, and 27 points per game allowed, which is 24th. The Panthers are 12th in the league in passing yards allowed per game at 216.6, 18th in the league in run yards per game allowed at 110.8, and 16th in the league, middle of the pack, 22.8 points per game allowed. The Saints are a terrible team, and we saw how they looked with their rookie quarterback, that they kind of had to throw Taysom Hill in there, and a couple of the good drives that they got last week against the Rams happened because of good special teams. I'm not saying that doesn't happen in all games, in all phases of these games, but the Panthers have looked better than the Saints. I am going to take the Panthers on the money line. I will take the Panthers laying the 5.5 points, but I think this is an under game, and I say this solely because I don't know how many points the Saints are going to score, and watch this be like the highest scoring game of the week. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.